Hey, welcome back. So in the previous video, we have discussed that Data Cloud is a platform where we connect multiple different sources and which brings a unified profile for the customer, right? Under the same context, in this video, we are going to discuss the zero copy architecture. So let's continue our discussion. So let's see, you have connected Marketing Cloud, CRM and e-commerce platform to your data cloud. So all those three platforms are connected to your data cloud. Here, let's say Marketing Cloud was having around, let's say 10 GB. Okay, CRM was having 15 GB and e-commerce, let's say, was having 50 GB data. So this is the physical data which were stored in marketing, CRM and e-commerce platform. When you bring all those data into your data cloud, do not consider that all those 10 GB, 15 GB and 50 GB will be merged to your data cloud. Here, one thing that I wanted to make sure that you understand is data cloud is a platform of reference. It is not a data storage platform. That means all the data which is there in your marketing cloud, CRM, e-commerce or any other sources as well, those data is not physically copied to your data cloud. Okay, data cloud will only take a reference of it. Okay, so that concept is called zero copy architecture, where we are not copying the data, but we are copying the references. Now let's look into the definition. So zero copy architecture in data cloud refers to the ability to access, analyze data from multiple sources, for example, Snowflake's Databricks, without physically moving or duplicating the information to Salesforce. And what are the major advantage on following this zero copy architecture is it is real time, okay, low storage cost and better data governance. Okay, so I think now you get an idea what is zero copy architecture. Now let's move to the next slide. Under this slide, we are going to compare the traditional data approach versus new zero copy data approach. Based on the traditional approach, you need to physically copy data between different systems, right? Since you are copying the data physically, so it is going to increase your storage count or storage cost, correct? And the third is you will fall under latency issues. What are those latency issues? Let's try to understand that. Let's say this is your marketing cloud data. Okay, you have copied your marketing cloud data to your CRM. Some customer related information you've copied from marketing cloud to CRM. You did this copy yesterday. So the data under CRM is, let's say, 12 hours delayed, or take 12 hours old data you have in CRM. So between this 12 hour, customer already, let's say, purchased something. But in your CRM, the data is old. So your CRM system will keep sending or triggering those emails, right? So that is the issue. Customer is already made a purchase, so why he's getting those promotional emails, right? So that is the problem under traditional approaches. The next and the major issue is governance issues. Let's try to understand this as well. So let me clear that. Let's say the data which you have, which you have copied is US country data, and you have copied it to, let's say, somewhere in Europe. So what will happen, because you're copying US customer data to Europe server, you will fall under many governance issues which you need to clear. So that cause the process little bit slow, right? Sometimes most of the companies do not allow to physically import the data to different countries server. So that country needs to maintain another server at the same country's location. And because of the differences, the data transfer rate becomes slow, right? So these are the major issues that you will have in traditional approaches. But in zero copy architecture, it actually not the case here. Under zero copy architecture, the data is accessible directly to the host server. Okay. Second is, since the data is directly coming from the host server, so it will always be fresh. That means, let's say you have marketing cloud data and you are taking it under your data cloud. Under this, whenever data cloud need data, it will query to marketing cloud. Okay. Now the third advantage is it maintain the source of truth. That means single source is the source of truth. You do not need to copy it to multiple different places. And the fourth and the last point is simplifies compliance requirement. That means since the data is still there in the same country with the same server, so there will be less compliance changes that you need to do if you take this approach. Okay, so that's why data cloud is moved to zero copy architecture. The next slide. Here I have shown you a detailed diagram on the same context. Let's say you have multiple data sources here: AWS, Azure, Google Cloud and some Google ads and other data. You wanted to use this data in your data cloud. So I will create a boundary here. This is your Salesforce system, SFDC plus data cloud, and this is external system where you have multiple data sources. So how data cloud works, basically it created the reference of all those systems to a staging environment, which is AWS. Okay, this AWS is maintained by Salesforce itself. You as a customer cannot check or access the data which is stored in AWS. And here under this server, they are not physically copying the data. They are just storing the metadata of this information. And that metadata will be synced with your data cloud. Whenever data cloud need the information from those servers, it will first check into this staging environment, and if needed, this staging environment will directly route to the information sources, and then data cloud can access it. After doing all the computation, data cloud will again pass this information to its node. For example, you can send the information to marketing cloud, you can send it to the CRM, you can send it to commerce cloud and other systems. Like after doing the work or after identifying a customer, that information will be shared to all those external servers. Okay, so let me clear that. Here we have multiple sources. Multiple sources are connected to AWS. This AWS is managed by Salesforce itself. And under this Salesforce AWS server, Salesforce maintain the references of these target systems. And then it will share the data to data cloud. And after creating customer's profile, that information will be sent to additional systems. For example, CRM, marketing cloud, commerce, and other systems, wherever this data cloud is connected to. Okay, now here I have created some bullet points to understand that the data from source system is always remain the read only. For example, you're taking the data from AWS, you have taken customers data, right? So for Salesforce data cloud cannot modify the original source of the information. It cannot modify whatever there in AWS. Similarly for other nodes as well, right? So that is what it is mentioned here. You cannot edit and delete the original record within data cloud as well. That means whatever data that you are doing a computation or you are finding your customer, you cannot delete its original information. That means it is one way read only data. Those sources is actually only sending a read only copy to the Salesforce data cloud. Since we cannot edit or modify the data, but we can still perform the transformation, enrichment, and segmentation for a logical division of the data. This we will do whatever references that we have stored under AWS. Let's say the data is coming like this. In AWS, data is saying first name and the last name. But we wanted to create only one name, which is first name plus last name. So this type of modification we can do under data cloud, and that information will be staged under AWS server. Okay, we can also do some sort of segmentations as well. We can also pure the data, for example, formatting related issues, that also we can fix. But all this changes that we are doing, that will not impact the original source of the information. Okay, so that's what I have mentioned into the next point. This operation results in new insights, calculated fields, or derived audiences, but cannot alter the source information. Okay. And since we are not changing anything, that will protect the data integrity and governance to ensure no accidental or unauthorized changes happen to the main data sources. Okay. It also allows different teams like marketing team, sales team, or analytics to work with the live data without needing any direct write permissions. Okay, so now I think you get an idea what this zero copy architecture does and how it actually works. Here, one more thing, let me clear this first. I have mentioned we cannot edit or delete the data. That means the original source we cannot modify and delete. But any staging, transformation, enrichment, or any new calculated fields that we have created, that we can anyways change, which is the reference under this server. That we can change. But the original information we cannot modify. Alright, so this is it in this video. In the next video, we are going to talk about some more in-depth concepts. So stay tuned. Thank you.